Power questions. Build relationships, win new business, and influence others by Andrew Sobel and Jerold Panas delves into the art of asking the right questions to build deeper relationships, influence decisions, and ultimately, succeed in both personal and professional life. The book provides a toolkit of questions designed to foster connection, gather valuable insights, and navigate complex conversations effectively. The essence of power questions. At the core of the book is the premise that questions are more powerful than statements. Sobel and Panas argue that while statements and assertions are often met with resistance or skepticism, questions invite reflection, discovery, and engagement. A well-timed, well-phrased question can break down barriers, foster trust, and lead to breakthroughs in understanding and problem-solving. The authors introduce a wide range of questions, each suited for different contexts. These are not just superficial inquiries but deep, thought-provoking questions that challenge assumptions, uncover motivations, and elicit stories that reveal deeper truths. Building relationships through questions. One of the primary benefits of asking thoughtful questions is the ability to build stronger relationships. Sobel and Panas emphasize that relationships are at the heart of success, whether in business, leadership, or personal life. The authors illustrate how asking the right questions can demonstrate genuine interest in others, foster empathy, and create a bond of trust. For example, instead of asking a client, "How can I help you?" which might be perceived as a sales pitch, the authors suggest asking, "What challenges are you facing right now?" This question shows concern for the client's well-being and opens the door for a more meaningful conversation. Influencing others. Influence is another critical aspect of the book. Sobel and Panas argue that questions can be more persuasive than statements because they prompt others to arrive at conclusions on their own. When someone feels they have reached a decision independently, they are more likely to be committed to it. The authors provide examples of questions that can subtly guide conversations and decisions. For instance, instead of telling a team member what they should do, a leader might ask, "What do you think is the best approach to this problem?" This not only empowers the team member but also aligns their thinking with the leader's intentions. Winning new business. In the realm of business development, asking the right questions can be a game changer. Sobel and Panas highlight that in sales, it's not about having all the answers but about asking the questions that uncover the client's true needs and concerns. They stress the importance of asking open-ended questions that encourage dialogue and exploration. One of the key points is to avoid leading questions, which can make the other person feel manipulated. Instead, the authors suggest asking questions like, "What does success look like for you in this project?" Or "What are the most important outcomes you're hoping to achieve?" These questions not only reveal the client's priorities but also position the questioner as a thoughtful, consultative partner. Understanding and solving problems. Another critical use of questions is in problem solving. Sobel and Panas discuss how asking the right questions can help diagnose issues more accurately and generate more effective solutions. They argue that rather than jumping to conclusions or offering solutions too quickly, taking the time to ask probing questions can lead to a deeper understanding of the problem. For example, instead of asking, "Why isn't this working?" the authors suggest asking, "What has changed since this last worked well?" This subtle shift in the question can lead to insights that might have otherwise been overlooked. The importance of listening. Closely related to the power of questions is the power of listening. The authors emphasize that asking great questions is only half the battle, the other half is truly listening to the answers. Active listening involves not just hearing the words but also understanding the emotions and motivations behind them. Sobel and Panas encourage readers to practice listening with intent, which means paying full attention to the speaker, avoiding interruptions, and being open to where the conversation might lead. This approach not only deepens the relationship but also provides the questioner with valuable insights that can inform future actions and decisions. The Art of Asking Questions. The book provides practical advice on how to craft effective questions. Sobel and Panas suggest that powerful questions are 1. Open-ended. These questions cannot be answered with a simple yes or no. They encourage elaboration and exploration. For example, can you tell me more about that? Or how did that make you feel? 2. Simple and clear. The best questions are often the simplest. Complicated or convoluted questions can confuse the respondent and derail the conversation. The authors advise keeping questions straightforward and focused. 3. Non-judgmental. To foster an open dialogue, questions should not be loaded with assumptions or judgments. For example, instead of asking, "Why did you fail to meet the deadline?" a more neutral question might be, "What obstacles did you encounter that affected the deadline?" 4. Curious and reflective. Good questions stem from genuine curiosity and a desire to understand. Reflective questions, such as "What did you learn from that experience?" or "How has this situation impacted you?" show that the questioner is interested in deeper insights rather than just superficial information. Examples of power questions. Throughout the book, Sobel and Panas provide numerous examples of power questions tailored to various situations. Here are a few notable ones. For building relationships, what do you value most in your life right now? This question helps uncover personal values and priorities, leading to a more meaningful connection. For leadership, what are the biggest opportunities you see for growth in the next year? This question encourages forward thinking and aligns the team around common goals. For sales, what would make this project a success for you? This question shifts the focus from selling a product to understanding the client's definition of success. For problem solving, what's the real challenge here for you? This question, made famous by Michael Bungay-Stanier in his book The Coaching Habit, helps pinpoint the core issue that needs to be addressed. Practical application. The authors also stress the importance of practicing and refining the skill of asking questions. They suggest starting with familiar situations, such as family dinners or casual conversations with friends, and gradually incorporating power questions into more formal or challenging interactions. Sobel and Panas recommend reflecting on past conversations to identify opportunities where a better question could have led to a different outcome. This reflective practice helps in internalizing the principles of power questions and becoming more adept at using them in real time. Common pitfalls. The book also addresses common pitfalls that people often encounter when asking questions. These include asking too many questions. Bombarding someone with questions can feel like an interrogation and can shut down the conversation. The authors advise balancing questions with active listening and giving the other person space to think and respond. Leading questions. Questions that are designed to elicit a specific answer can come across as manipulative. Sobel and Panas emphasize the importance of asking neutral, open-ended questions that allow for honest responses. Interrupting. Cutting someone off mid-response can disrupt the flow of conversation and make the other person feel undervalued. The authors suggest practicing patience and allowing the other person to fully express their thoughts before jumping in with another question. Conclusion. Power Questions by Sobel and Jerold Panas offers a compelling argument for the transformative power of asking the right questions. Whether in building relationships, influencing others, winning new business, or solving problems, the ability to ask thoughtful, probing questions is a skill that can lead to greater success and fulfillment in both professional and personal life. The book provides not just a theoretical framework but also practical tools and examples that readers can immediately apply to their own interactions. By mastering the art of asking power questions, individuals can become more effective communicators, leaders, and problem solvers. Ultimately, Sobel and Panas remind us that the quality of our questions often determines the quality of our relationships and the results we achieve.